For Colonel Raphadu. And I want to begin at the tail end. And also I notice, my lord, we are closer to tea time, but I'll leave exactly at tea time. Colonel, you've just testified now that accused number 2, at the time he was brought to you, was fed, was given food. Is that your testimony?
Correct.
Now, with my little understanding of police procedures, in order for the accused person to be fed, he must first be entered in the occurrence books of that police station. Is that not correct? So that they know that he's there.
It was known that he's with me. Okay. That is why the food was, and all the relevant entries supposed to have been made.
Colonel, very well said indeed, because I was coming to that. We were finished with a variety of occurrence books where accused 2 was held throughout his detention at various police stations. But we don't have the Moroka OB entry where it shows that accused number 2 was brought to you on the 19th of June 2020 at a specific time, and where he's entered into that book to show that you received him, you obtained a statement from him, and at a certain time then you handed him back to Jonathan, who brought him back to you.
That I do not know. I cannot tell whether the entries were made or not made.
I'm telling you as a fact. We've never received that. I'm not denying that it was made or not made, but as I'm standing here today, I've never had sight of that occurrence book.
I suggest relevant people have came to this court who's supposed to give you that evidence. I cannot, my lord.
Kwamele yena kube ukuthi ufakiwe kwincwadi zesiphoyisa lezi ezibizwa phecelezi ama-authorship book la ukuthi umsolwa wesibili akazange abhalwe kwincwadi lezo uthi uKenneth wayekade kwazeka ukuthi unami umsolwa yingakho eyewalethelwa ukudla. Ummeli uyaqhubeka uthi cha, asinabo ubufakazi obuzile obubonisayo ukuthi umsolwa wayekade ebhaliwe kulezo incwadi. Uthi uKenneth ngiyathemba ukuthi abantu abathize noma mhlawumbe abekade bebhalile lapho bona baphane ngobufakazi lapha enkantolo.
Now, towards the tail end as well, you were speaking or testifying about whether or not the statement was read back to accused number 2, and you said that it was read back to him. Is that your testimony?
Correct.
Uma usoya ngasekugcineni uye wathi istatement lesi siye safundelwa umsolwa wesibili iqiniso lelo uthi yebo iqiniso.
And then you mentioned something like he's got an elementary education, if I caught you well. Can you explain that for me?
Elementary education is the education where you can read and write. It's not the education where you become somebody certificated in line of maybe matric. He might not have the matric certificate, but he can read and write.
Imfundo le ngikhuluma ngayo uma ngithi umsolwa wayekade enayo yile mfundo yokuthi umuntu uyakwazi ukufunda nokubhala. Nangokho engazange abe nayo umatikuletsheni kodwa umuntu loyo ubonakala njengomuntu okwaziyo ukufunda nokubhala.
Did you ask accused number 2 up to which standard or grade of schooling did he go?
Yes, I did ask.
And what did he answer? What was his answer?
It was, I can't remember, it was a grade below the matric.
uthi yena uye waphendula wathini uthi angisakhumbuli kodwa ungitshele ngaphansi ufunde ukuyofika ngaphansi komatikuletsheni.
And you also stated that you gave the statement to accused number 2 and he personally as well read it himself. Did I understand you correctly to say that?
It was after I have interpreted it to him, and then I gave him to make sure that because I've spoken to the guy, that he got that education, but he can read and write. I gave him further the statement.
Uye wathi umsolwa uye wanikwa futhi leso statement ukuze asifunde naye uthi yebo bekungemva kokuthi mina ngangikade sengimtolikele izinto engizibhalile bese ngambona ukuthi yena uyakwazi ukufunda nokubhala kodwa ngingamnika leso statement ukuze asifunde ngokwakhe.
Now, accused number 2 has testified in this court that he is not the author or the source of the information contained in this statement, the annexure. And he testified further that if he wanted to write a confessional statement, he was going to write it in his own writing in isiZulu, because he understands isiZulu very well and he can write in isiZulu.
I will disagree with that. He is definitely the author of this.
Umsolwa yena ushilo ukuthi akusiyena umuntu obhale lesi statement futhi kube bekafuna ukwenza istatement asibhale wayekade ezosibhala ngesizulu ngoba uyakwazi ukubhala isizulu. uKenneth uyaphendula uthi mina angivumelani nalokho uyena umsolwa umuntu obhale lesi statement.
My lot is 11:18. Is it an opportune time to
Okay,
take the short
15 minutes.